Hello.
Oh, let me just bump you up.
There we go.
There we go. Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself, and it sounds magnificent.
Welcome to the most queerest hour on this radio station, and we're going to start with music, and then we're going to talk about queer things, because we're queer.
And we do queer things.
Bye. So we're going to talk about the gays in Puerto Vallarta and everybody else that traveled around, and we're also going to talk about the debacle that is the U.S. government right now and how that could affect or might affect the queer community. Not only in the U.S., but worldwide. Because as we know, anything that happens in the U.S. kind of like ripples out. So that's what we're doing here, my babies. Hi. I'm Jiwo / Intervention / Gabriel / Miss Thang. And this is
Griffey / Levy Rose / Griffin /
Look at the camera, silly.
/ Pina Colada / Eminem.
Yes. Her new single, and it's poppin'.
Speaking of bald.
Are you talking about ourselves? Because
I'm talking about you, girl.
Girl, you the front, I'm the back. Together we make one full bald guy. Alright, so we're back to the queerest hour on this radio station, chilling with Miss Thang. And we do have some tea to spill today. We're going to be talking about the infamous Puerto Vallarta gays and what they did during New Year's Eve. That was a big no-no, papi. And let's begin. So the Insider covered this story, and the article goes like this. An anonymous Instagram account exposing LGBTQ influencers partying in Mexico has set off what some are calling a gay civil war. And let me just talk about first why I think this subject is important. I feel that in order for us to demand respect and equality and consideration from the world, we also have to make sure that our community is following the same energy.
Yes,
and doing the same things.
And be respectful as well.
Exactly. So if there's a pandemic and we're all in danger, we have to hold each other accountable. And when I say hold each other accountable, does it mean that...
Literally hold each other. Like they did in Puerto Vallarta.
No, social distancing, please. What I mean to say is that we can hold each other accountable without having to go to a gay civil war, as they mentioned here. But... I feel the reason why they say we're shaming them is because they're feeling shame, and you should feel shame if you did something bad. It doesn't mean automatically you're a bad person, but you have to admit you did a bad thing and then work from there. So let's see what this article says. An anonymous Instagram account with the handle Gays Over COVID, which now boasts over 106,000 followers, has ignited what some gays are calling a gay civil war within the gay online community. The account has been posting videos, photos, and screenshots of chiseled gay men, mostly of not in the entirety white, out partying as the coronavirus pandemic continues to claim lives. Well, it was created in July of 2020. It reached its highest peak of notoriety over the weekend when it covered gay influencers, some of whom were also medical professionals who had traveled to a large gathering in Puerto Vallarta to basically just party and do, what straight and gay people do at parties. Get high, get drunk, and, bang each other. So, while many internet users celebrated what they saw as poetic justice via online shaming, others online criticized the account for using what they believe are inappropriate tactics. The account was originally created in July, publicly shaming large groups of gay men that sometimes included medical workers and influencers who were flouting social distancing guidelines and partying during the pandemic. The account focused in on muscular men at circuit parties and adjacent gatherings, which are large gay dance parties that have long been critiqued within the gay community as breeding grounds for toxic traits such as racism, excessive drug use, and body shaming. One of the account's first subjects was Armstrong Nworka, a nurse of Cedars-Sinai. The account reposted a photo of his where he posed on a beach in San Clemente, California, over the 4th of July weekend. The next two posts, uploaded the same day, were also of the same gathering, including a group photo of 30 muscular, maskless gay men. The post encouraged followers to tag your gays over COVID. Since then, the account has covered numerous large gatherings at various holidays, including birthdays, Christmases, and New Year's Eve, and New Year celebrations. The account went viral when it started covering New Year celebrations and parties that attracted gay Instagram influencers. On New Year's Eve, the account posted about the Revolution Party in Brazil that was shut down early by authorities. In one video posted by Gays Over COVID, a large group of men could be seen dancing shirtless and very close together with a text that reads, "How it started." The next video had text that said, "How it ended early," with a laughing face emoji. The last photo shows Brazilian authorities shutting down the event.
Shut it down, queen.
Shut it down. Okay, Gays Over COVID also posted a screenshot of the Eventbrite page for Jeff Sanker's New Year's Eve white party in Puerto Vallarta. In the screenshot, the page shows that the organizers were trying to keep a secret and asked people not to take videos, photos, or share the address of the location. And I quote, "Please, we ask that you do not post this information or give out at this, as this is a private event for our guests and do not want this getting out and causing any issues with the public." Too bad, bitch. The Eventbrite page read, when the anonymous Instagram page posted the screenshot, they wrote in the caption, "Hosting a party during a global pandemic lacks every ounce of empathy for the sick, the dying, the dead, and the soon-to-be sick victims. This is done out of greed and only lines their pockets." The shaming continued as the parties continued. Multiple smaller influencers with followings ranging from 3,000 to 30,000 followers on Instagram posted videos of themselves at the white party in Mexico, including Norca and Austin Foxtail Allen, who took credit for being a part of the organizing the pandemic getaway. A private party boat was rented out for the occasion in Puerto Vallarta, and it can be later seen in the viral video. It capsized, with all of the passengers in life jackets attempting to get on the rescue boats. Emilio Blanco was on the boat when it began to sink. It's still unknown why the boat sank, but it might have been because water was a bit choppy, Blanco told Out and About PV. "I think the crew just didn't know how to maneuver the catamaran very well. The sea was not very rough, nor was it too windy." The group rented the boat from PV Delai's party cruise. The company did not immediately respond to the insider's request for comment. Videos from the sinking ship were shared widely on Instagram and Twitter, quickly turning into a meme. Gays Over COVID posted a photo of the sinking ship with the caption, "In a series finale ending to 2020 in Puerto Vallarta, the party boat, PV Delais, sank to the bottom of the ocean." The account's memes of the incident helped it go viral and rapidly gained followers. One account called Xanax Smoothies posted the video with audio from the movie Titanic, especially the scene where rescue boats are looking for survivors. And just to give you that, oh no, I can't play that. Sorry. A Twitter account, Fitness Gaze, later posted the video on Twitter, garnering over 2.1 million views in 4 days.
I love that one.
As more eyes were on the mystery account, the more people were upset with them for calling people out and specifically focusing on the gay community. Well, I feel that as a gay community, we should be holding each other accountable. Who better than within our community to be able to correct behaviors that are clearly dangerous and irresponsible?
I feel that white cis gay men never hold themselves accountable, though.
Yeah, that's true, but
I'm a prime example.
Exactly.
Hey.
So within the gay community, a white cis gay man, especially muscular white cis gay man, tend to walk around or like at least give the impression that they think that they're much better than everybody else, and therefore they're exempt of any rules and they can just do whatever they want because they're so cute. And newsflash, sister, that's not how it goes. Alright, so numerous accounts were created criticizing gays for COVID, which vanished Sunday evening. The social media debate around gays over COVID has been dubbed a gay civil war, and some have called the account toxic and divisive, stoking tensions in the gay community, while others have celebrated it. Vox Entertainment reporter Alex Abats posted a screenshot of the post from the Facebook group Circuit Bitch Let's Go, showing a Facebook user named Lan Vu offering a reward for anyone who could reveal the identity of the Gays Over COVID account owner. Yeah, that's pretty Sketchy. Shade. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Facebook post, Vo wrote, "For so long, they have been hiding behind a screen to call out fellow gays, making our community divisive as ever. If they believe what they're doing is right, why be a coward and not let us know who they really are?" How is it that you're making this about the fact that you're being publicly shamed about doing something wrong, and suddenly the people that are telling you that you're doing something wrong because you are the evil ones? I don't get that. It's incredible.
Like I said, they're not able to hold themselves accountable, and there's a prime example right there.
Oh my god, you should see, like, I read other articles where they interviewed the party goers, and they try to excuse themselves, like, "Oh, I'm here. Oh, well, life is too short. I'm 23. So, I mean, like, I don't have the COVID, so I don't need to, like, I'm not gonna spread it, you know?" And I'm like, that's not what it is about, Brenda. You're gonna go to a party where there's gonna be thousands of men. The chances of one of them having COVID and spreading it to everybody else is pretty high. Pretty
Higher
much.
than your body count, girl.
And higher than your friends at that party. So, in addition to individual posts critiquing gays over COVID, groups dedicated to criticizing the page and party shaming also popped up. Gays over Karens, I hate that. I appeared with Vogue as one of the organizers. Land posted a screenshot of the account and wrote into the caption, "This page is too toxic, and they're literally trying to destroy people's life, career, and career right now." He then invited people to report the account for inappropriate bullying and harassment. "I got a lot of positive responses, like people who wanted to report it," he told Insider, "but there's also a mix of people who think that what I'm doing is a wrong thing as well." He continued to say, "We went through a lot to be accepted and to be liked, to be accepting of other people without judgment, but this is a lot of hatred, this is a lot of toxic fury." According to the LGBTQ Nation, that's a publication, that's not actually a place for all the straights out there, don't get scared. The account was temporarily suspended after men repeatedly flagged it as abusive for posting screenshots from photos and videos posted to social media by attendees. So it's not like they're invading your privacy, because you're already posting this on social media for everyone to see.
Mm-hmm.
They're just retweeting it or basically reposting. Mike Schultz, a gay nurse who was hospitalized in March with COVID-19 for 6 weeks, allegedly posted a screenshot of Nate Spangle's Instagram story in which he writes, "You effing bitter queens, always tearing down other gays. Get out of your little gay bubble. At this point, survival of the fittest. I'm sorry. It's life. I'm sorry." He captioned to the post with 2 hand clapping emojis. Schultz also posted on his Instagram story that he was looking forward to attending the Puerto Vallarta party, but he allegedly said on the Gays Over Karen Facebook page that he didn't go. Gays Over COVID was later back to posting memes on Monday morning announcing their return. Almost all of the influencers who were called out by the anonymous Instagram page have gone private, seemingly from all of the backlash they get in the comments on the Gays Over COVID page. Many have also deleted all of their social media accounts. Others, like party promoter Jeff Sanker, who has thrown multiple parties during the pandemic, has been decidedly silent. Ooh, how convenient. Insider reached out to Sanker for comment, but did not immediately hear back from him. Writer and activist Leo Herrera explained how not only vacationing but partying during the pandemic highlights issues of the many dividers in the queer community, i.e. race, class, health, sexual safety, drug use, body image, and representation. "We aren't dragging you or cackling at the sinking party boat because we're jealous," Herrera wrote on Instagram. "These giggles are because we understand all too well why you're on that boat to begin with. The dark impulses our community suffers so much to control, the pursuit of pleasure at the expense of spirit, of meth binges and steroid heart attacks, of clubs asking for 2 forms of ID to black folks, of casual deadly transphobia or gentrification." He went on to write, "It's a confirmation that our worship of the sun-kissed Adonis, that fleshed industrial complex of parties and porn, has always hidden a culture of nihilism. Sorry, cheese. And death. These are nervous giggles because you embody the most tedious, vapid, and scary part of us. forcing us to use shame as a weapon and knowing we'll need to unpack yours for years. So that is, I mean, what do you think?
What do I think? That is a question. I think that it's very irresponsible what they're doing for sure. And I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, I want to get down as much as the next person amongst this pandemic. But I think definitely going to a party where, you know, there's tons of people, no one's wearing a mask. And I mean, no one wearing a mask is the least of the problems.
Nobody's wearing a shirt.
No one's wearing underwear.
Yeah, nobody's wearing clothes. And on top of that, this is another like piece of information that may infuriate some people, like it did for me at least. The parts in Mexico where these parties were held had their local hospitals already with an ICU unit that was completely at capacity. They were really struggling to contain the COVID-19 over there, and a lot of people are getting sick. A lot of people are not making it, and then you have gay guys or straight people too, like from Canada, from the US, from Europe, all meeting up in this party, making this huge event, which doctors describe it as a super spreader event.
Yeah.
And completely disregarding everyone else that is suffering right now because of COVID. Granted, I know that you're bored, and I know that you're looking for intimacy because a lot of us have to isolate, and maybe we live alone, and we're just like starved for human interaction. I get it. We're all going through it, all of us. But if we're not patient and we don't follow the rules to put this pandemic down under control once and for all, then we're going to be stuck like this for way longer. Yeah. And I can't believe that some of these people that went to those parties were doctors and nurses themselves, especially that nurse that had COVID for 6 weeks, basically.
Well,
took him 6 weeks to recover, and he actually had a GoFundMe page where he garnished around $20,000 to pay for his medical bills, and then he literally boarded a plane to go to Puerto Vallarta and party.
Yeah.
That is
how are these people
the pinnacle of ashholeness.
How are they even getting on these flights? Like I'm pretty sure like I've had people who've had to leave the country for whatever reason, like for well, I'm not going to go into specifics because I can't think of anything like a specific thing. But
well, traveling is not supposed to be easy nowadays.
Yeah, like it's essential travel only, but you need the documentation. So I'm thinking, like, how the hell are these people getting?
Because there are airlines who are taking anybody that wants to travel right now.
Isn't the government doing something about it though? That's my question.
They're supposed to put limitations, but remember that we live in a place, for example, and not criticizing Canada, just a little bit.
I'm not throwing shade, but I'm throwing shade.
Like orders, for example, like Dr. Bonnie Henry, she's trying to do the best she can to contain and curb the disease and curb the pandemic, but at the same time, her orders and the things that she's saying are not making sense. It's kind of weird for her to ask people not to gather with their immediate family, not to gather with their families for New Year's Eve and Christmas, but it's okay to all go to the mall and just clobber, and
people ain't social distancing at the mall. Like,
no, there's masks being worn, but trust me, the mall is packed full. I was working at the mall during Christmas and New Year's, and let me just tell you that it was like attending a Rihanna concert. It was packed to the gills. Nobody was social distancing, and it was a very, very dangerous environment. So how is it that when it comes to keeping the businesses open and the money flowing and the money alive, yes, let's totally just break all the rules and try to minimize the danger, but let's keep the money flowing. But when it comes to family and like health, mental health, things that are actually important as well for the community, suddenly that's a faux pas. They're like, no. You can't see your grandma or your parents for the next 3 years.
You can't see your grandma.
But please go to the mall and spend your money. Like, what? That makes no sense whatsoever. So I can see why people are confused or people are angry. And they don't, like, some people just decide to do whatever they want. Some other people decide to obey the rules and try to stay at home as much as possible. The thing is, when we take that to another level and we start going to super huge parties in third world countries, It makes us look horrible. Why? Because it seems also that not only do we not care about the people in our country when we come back from Puerto Vallarta, we also don't care about the people in Puerto Vallarta that don't have the resources we have. First.
I know, and
second, they're getting way sicker than us here.
They have there's a higher mortality rate also in Mexico.
So what you're telling me is, oh, screw the Mexicans then. Let me just have my party.
Please screw the Mexicans.
Let me show my steroid made body. And granted, just when you do steroids, it doesn't mean that you're completely muscular out of the sudden. You have to work really hard. So I'll give you that. But you can wait until next summer, my babe. You can wait until next summer to show off your body and be like the Adonis of the world. But right now, you need to stay at home, follow the rules, and just hope that this goes away, or at least hope that the vaccines and everything that the government is doing will work and get us back into some kind of normalcy, or at least a new era where at least we can meet with each other and talk with each other and hang out with each other.
Yeah.
Because whether we want to believe it or not, being social is extremely important for a human and their mental health. And that being said, I'm going to play a song that's going to take you to a very profound place. To a place where you're going to shake your booty with Boasty. Well, next we're going to talk about the Capitol thing. So what do you have to say about that? What do you think?
I think that shit's crazy.
But
shit's crazy.
Isn't it super crazy that these men were able to just walk right into the government building when the U.S. spends over $800 million or $1 billion in defense, and these people just waltz right in, and they didn't get shot, they didn't get gassed, tear gassed, they didn't get confronted by the SWAT team.
Well, okay, so basically there was a news article that said that 4 people. Oh. There was a news article that said that 4 people died during the storm, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, okay, well that just shows that the government aren't racist, they're just assholes. But then you find out that the 4 people that died were actually government workers. So the police aren't doing they're not doing anything.
One of them wasn't a government worker, but she was literally climbing the walls of the Capitol and breaking the glass to get in, and then she got shot in the neck by security. Of course, I mean, you're all breaking windows and going inside a government building when they're having a meeting there about the electoral votes.
Yeah.
And then you try to just go in there, burn the place? You're gonna expect nobody to do anything? They barely did nothing. I guess only one person shot their gun. And
did you see the one dude who actually made it into the conference room?
Yes, he looks like he was wearing a Chewbacca bikini or some shit. It was crazy. If you would have told me that 2021 was gonna start with Chewbacca at the Capitol Hill, I would at the Capitol building, I would have told you that was possible after 2020. So the fact that it's now here makes me realize that we have a 2021 that's gonna be more interesting than 2020, at least.
America gets all the crazy stuff. When do we get some stuff?
Oh, honey, we get stuff here too. It's just that America usually likes to pull focus. So
that's true.
The focus is on them right now. Also, they've proven the fact that a wall is not gonna stop anybody. So money well spent.
Did they end up even building that wall?
They started. I don't know if they've ever finished, but they did start.
I just missed
yeah. So, and after what a lot of people were doing by traveling to Mexico and putting everybody in Mexico in danger as well, and then they say that the Mexicans are the ones who are
ruining the economy,
ruining everything. I'm yo, it kind of looks like it's you from where I'm standing.
But that's none of my business.
Exactly. The good thing is that at least here in Canada, we have a lot of people that are activists, people that are fighting for the community. In the States as well, but I feel I don't know if it's 50-50. There's a lot of people there. Isn't there 300 million people in the US?
I will do a quick Google of that.
But the votes for the last election were almost 50-50. After the 4 years with Trump, and they were still 50, almost 50-50. What is that shit? That is ludicrous.
328 million.
That is Ludacris featuring Pitbull. Hello, and we are back. We are back to chilling with Miss Thang on CHLYing 101.7 FM, and we're gonna talk about the craziness that's gonna that happened, and it's still going on in the States, of surrounding the Capitol. Excuse me, Corona. Surrounding the Capitol. Excuse me, Rona. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna vaccine you out of here. Alright, so, as you know, the States is right now almost literally on fire, and the Capitol was the centerpiece of this scene that we're going to talk about soon. But first, we're going to play some local music from some local queer artists. Yes. And this might be coming forward as a self-promotion, but I don't give a fudge. So the first song that we're going to listen to is Queen of the Get Down by a queer rapper from Nanaimo named Jeevo. And then we're
Are there swears in this song?
Are they?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, the motherfucker.
I guess. Motherfucker.
So you guys are about to witness our cancellation?
Okay, well, you are basically advocating for gun violence in your single, so...
That's not true. In my latest single, I'm talking about stealing people's mans or women.
Well, that's slightly better than murder. I love that. Well, I mean, like, you know what?
I'm like the Spanish. I take your woman and I kill you.
Sometimes you feel very into yourself and your attitude as a drag queen, and you have to do a song like Queen of the Get Down that makes you feel your inner goddess. And sometimes your inner goddess wants to curse. So let her.
I thought Queen of the Get Down was a circuit party song, though.
Do not call my song a circuit party after what we've witnessed. Because I'm not asking muscular white men to do drugs in the middle of a pandemic in the song. I'm asking people to...
You asked Doug to smoke weed with you, so...
That's different because that's in the privacy of our home. Here in Canada, not in Puerto Vallarta. And also, we wear masks on our butts when we do it. And also, he's my husband. I'm married. We live together. Of course, he's in my bubble. In my bubble butt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's in your bubble, alright.
And that is a fact. No lie. But I'm gonna pull the news right now to talk about the Capitol. To see what's going on right now. So let's see what's happening right now. So after that scene where they broke into the Capitol building, a lot of the Capitol staff right now is resigning because obviously their lives were put in danger, and they realized that nobody was going to really protect them. So they'd be like, you know what, I'm going to dip.
I would too.
I would too. I would freaking dip. And I would wear a mask, but the radio told me not to wear a mask when I'm doing this because the voice doesn't come out.
Wait, so should I not wear a mask?
It sounds muffled. And,
okay.
And we also have tons of things here to clean. When I'm done, I take this off, I spray it with alcohol, and I spray the whole thing with alcohol, and I kill all the germs. And then after that, I wear my mask on my way out. So don't fret, I'm not putting anybody in danger. And we are back, and that was Jeevo with Queen of the Get Down. And now I'm going to play a song that does not advocate for violence, but does reference Smith & Wesson's by none other than... Can you guess the name, Griffey?
Griffey!
Oh my god! It's your single!
And speaking of music, get ready. Okay, never mind.
Later, right after this. Right after your song plays, you can promote more music.
I also have to share. I made demos for the songs that I made.
I ended up using my brother's microphone and using like a cheap audio program, and the demo sounds horrible, but it sounds better than how it is when you like record it on your computer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show it to you after the radio show.
Oh.
But we can start making demos like in like he has kind of like a little, not really a studio, but
Who?
my brother. He has a microphone that's not horrible, and a computer that has recording software. So.
Well, that's good. I mean, like, we're gonna buy a microphone and start recording. So, as you can definitely tell already, we are recording artists.
Struggling recording artists.
Well, we're struggling everything. I mean, like, we're struggling drag queens, recording artists, human beings in general. We just struggle. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We just go against the...
We just go against the currents.
I guess the currents and the flows.
We go against the currency, that's for damn sure.
So, we're trying to make as much content as we as much content as we can.
As much content.
Well, as much content as we can via music. We're gonna make videos. We're gonna make a YouTube kind of like series. We are also going to start doing a series that is about 3 queer people going into haunted places and trying to hunt for ghosts and catch them on camera. And that's gonna be crazy, because at the same time we're gonna be exploring Nanaimo's history, or the history of those places we visit. We're gonna give you the 411 on when the building was made, what happened there, and then you're gonna see us basically
push Little Lena down the stairs to save ourselves.
And definitely push Little Lena in front of the ghost, just in case it appears. We have something to give while we run to the and as you can tell, the gay community here is so united. Hello and welcome back to Chilling with Miss Thang on CHLYing 101.7 FM. And we are back here to talk about none other the crazy things that are happening in the Capitol. But first, Griffey, the rapper.
Griffey.
Griffey.
Griffey. Just Griffey.
So Just Griffey right here is gonna talk about a little more about his upcoming singles. You just heard Smith and Wesson, and what are the good news?
So some good news is that we are going to be pumping out a bunch of content, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all my friends. We got tons of content coming out. We got music coming. We got an album coming in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't know what G-Ville's doing with his music, but he's got some stuff coming out.
Oh, my album is almost ready.
We got some hot girl summer bops, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. We got songs to shake it. I almost said ass. Oh. I said it. No, what I meant to say is to shake your booties.
Booty.
To shake your boasty. Sorry, I meant to say that. To shake it. We're going to drop a record that's going to give you all the queer feels, and it's going to give you all that energy that you miss from Pride when you are in it.
And if y'all stay in your damn homes, maybe you can shake your booties to it at the club.
Exactly.
So stay in your homes.
But stay in your homes meanwhile, and wash your faces. Wash your faces.
Wash your faces, moisturize, exfoliate, and wash your hands.
And wear a mask. Preferably
a face mask.
Preferably Gucci masks. I'm kidding.
Preferably charcoal.
Exactly. Or any kind of like vitamin C. No, I'm kidding. No, mask to cover your faces. Alright, so we're gonna keep going. And I'm gonna give you an update of what's happening at the Capitol. So DC Riots live updates. And I'm doing a USA Today this time. Capitol Police Chief resigns. Growing calls to remove Trump, and search underway for something that disappeared from the screen. Search underway for rioters, or AKA white supremacist terrorists. Alright, so Washington DC, US. Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sun, whose department was severely criticized for its flawed response to Wednesday's attack by pro-Trump rioters, resigned abruptly Thursday. Escándalo. A mob overpowered police lines and broke in through smashed windows to burst into the Capitol building Wednesday, forcing the certification of President-elect Joe Biden's victory to be postponed. The attack left 4 demonstrators dead. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had called for Sun to step down, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the police's shocking failures should be investigated. Sun's resignation is effective January 16th. Earlier in the day, the Associated Press reported that the Capitol Police turned down offers of help to deal with pro-Trump protesters from not one, but 2 law enforcement agencies, opting to treat Wednesday's rally as if it were a free speech demonstration. So if this doesn't tell you how racist the system and the police are in the United States, I don't know what else to tell you.
The team.
All right, so let's keep going. The lack of a preparation and support allowed rioters to breach the Capitol building with little resistance, endangering legislators and resulting in a mob scene that sent shudders throughout the world. Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser was among several critics who called the police actions a failure. Many others pointed out that the police response to the rioters was much less robust than the massive show of force for Black Lives Matter protests last year over law enforcement killing of unarmed black men and women. So for the people that are always like, oh, but BLM did the same thing. BLM was doing something for justice, meaning that they were trying to stop the killing of black men and women by police force. Getting mad because your president didn't won the re-election is a completely different game, my love. So the fact that you're even comparing it makes you racist. Say it. All right.
Racist.
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 The lack of preparation. Okay. Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser was among several critics who called the police actions a failure. Many others pointed out the police response to the rioters was much less than what they did when BLM was happening. Rep. Marcia Fudge, and I'm not kidding, the Ohio former chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus, said Capitol Police were unprepared, ineffective, and some were complicit. All of them should be held to account, and I completely agree with her. Schumer called for Trump's removal. House